things you are buying. You can search, you can see all those products, you can buy, you can order them, you can do the payment. These are all front end. Whatever you are able to see on this website, correct? Whatever you are able to see on this website are called the front end development. Now the development, we will do it with the help of React, correct? The development we'll do with the help of React.js. Before React, even though before even understanding React, we have to study about HTML, CSS, and JS. What happened? What are these? These are the building blocks of your web development. These are what? The building blocks of your web development. Okay. See, you have heard of compilers, correct? Okay. What do it does the compilers do? They compile the code. They compile the code, give you the answer. Correct. Now, in the same way, React compiled in these format, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript format, and then it is giving you the output. So the browser only understand these three language. Fine. The browser only understand these three language. That's why that's why I'm telling you, okay, these three things, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is your core. This you have to learn in order to learn any advanced thing. React, Node, Express, Backend, Frontend development, anything related to web development or related to mobile development. You have to learn this. And trust me guys, it is really, really easy, right? So that's whatever you see on your website is called front-end development. Now remember back on the previous page, we talked about something called web server. What does I told you about the web server? Web server is nothing but a web server is nothing but a small computer which don't have what you call, which don't have monitor. Fine, but it has CPU, it has RAM, it has ROM, and many such things are there. Fine, it has its own CPU, motherboard is there, and everything is there. OS is there for them. That actually is our backend. Fine, that actually is our backend. Now backend is not visible to you. Backend will generally have your data. Fine, not we'll not talk about data. Okay, backend generally have your logics. Logic means how you see when you order something or when you click on a button to add into the cart, what is the logic behind that, how it is working, how it is adding to the cart. Fine, when you click on order, how it is going to the payment mode, how what you are entering and how you it is getting the data when you are payment is done. Fine, no people are not sitting behind that. These are all done because of the logic. Fine, logics are there. Backend means what? Logics. uh, business business logics. Fine, these are called actually business logics are there. uh, so many things are there. Fine, then database management is there. They're managing the database, how much data to show, how much data not to show. Fine, we cannot just directly show you all the data. Fine, there is an option of pages. You have 1 2 3 4 5 pages, or you have an infinite scroll, but that infinite scroll is only running when you scroll down. If you don't scroll down, it is not going to give you another set of data. Those logics, if you filter out, if you sort out, those type of logics are written in the backend. Fine, so whatever your actions do on the front end, from backend, those logics are defined. Those logics are defined. So whatever you do on the front end, logics defined, you get the result. Okay. Then after that, there is database. So in the our database, we are going to learn about MongoDB. Not purely we'll go inside the concept, but we will see how we can link it. Okay. How we are linking it. Okay. So here we are using MongoDB database. Now this is no table, means it does not have a table. It is not a table based. Just like SQL is a table based database, correct? It has rows and column, but MongoDB don't has rows. MongoDB don't have rows and column. Fine, it is a purely JSON object database. We'll talk about this, what is JSON, what's the object and everything. But you understand this MongoDB is not a table specific database. Fine. So this backend is always in sync with the database. Frontend demands something, correct? Frontend demands something. Demand means you tell them, you click on the page number 2. Now page number 2, what should happen? Tell me. Page number 2, what should happen is that you should get a new set of data. Suppose many people of you does the shopping, correct? You're searching, you have written jeans, correct? You've written jeans. 50 images you have seen, you didn't like any jeans. What you do? You click on the next page. When you click on the next page, same 50 genes are appearing, other new 50 genes are appearing. Obviously, the new 50 genes are appearing, correct? The new 50 genes are appearing. So these new 50 genes, where it is stored? These all things are stored inside our database. Backend don't have the capability to store. Neither frontend has the capability to store. Fine, neither frontend has a capability to store. Everything is stored from the in the database. Frontend is demanding, it will come to the backend. Backend runs the logic. Okay, he has, okay, my user needs to see the next 50 genes. Then that logic is going to the database. Database is showing you, okay, these are the new 50 genes. Again it is going back to the backend. Again it is going back to the backend with the new pair of 50 genes. Fine, new pair of 50 genes. And then again it is going back to the front end development, where it is showing you the new pair of 50 genes. This is how the front end, the backend and the database are synchronized with each other. I hope at least 10% you would have understood what is front end development, what is back end development, what is databases. These will be not visible to you. This is only visible to you. But without these backend and DB, this is just a static website. If you want to make it dynamic, dynamic means again you want to involve yourself in the website. Involvement means what? Form is there, you can fill it. If form is there, you cannot fill it, what type of website it is? If pictures are there and you cannot see the next picture, then it is not a good website, correct? If you want to buy something, you cannot order it, you cannot buy it, you cannot pay it, then what type of website it is? So in order to do anything, to ensure the human activity and to get something output, they need backend and they need databases. Any doubt, guys? Any doubt, guys? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? See, don't worry about the internship letters, the internship, what you call duration and everything. If you want to learn, patiently learn. Fine. This internship does not requires your money. It requires more than what money something. It's your time. It requires your time. Time is the most important thing. Suppose I will give you 1 crore rupees today and I will tell you that tomorrow you are going to die. What do you do with that 1 crore rupees? So time is important. Fine. Not not is it a paid internship or a free internship? It doesn't matter. What matters is that what you learn from that internship. No, there is no Next.js over here in this internship. Yes, I'm teaching from the scratch, but I will not go that much deep. Yes, Rakesh, you can definitely apply for the MERN Stack roles, but you have to do more projects on your own. Not we are not going to teach you the backend, but I'm preparing a project where I will tell you how the backend is working, and I will help you to code it. Fine. If I will teach you backend, it will take more time, more than a month of internship. So the main project, what we will do, that I will help you to write a backend in that. Fine, I will tell you how the backend has been structured, how we can integrate DB database, fine, with our backend, and then how I can integrate backend and database with our frontend. MERN Stack full form is MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. At least you will get an idea in a month. At least you will get an idea. Okay, this is how the path of a MERN Stack developer, of a web developer goes. Fine. I'm not telling you that we will teach you very in depth and everything we will teach you here. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you that at least I will give you the right path. If you want, you can walk to that path. If you're not, it's your choice. Fully your choice. I'm not going to push anyone. So if if you have to decide in 1 month, do you want to learn something, or in 1 month again, however your days are passing, same it will pass. Nobody is pushing you. The internship offer letters, you will get it by next week. I will teach you JavaScript. As of now, I have not integrated any AI concepts into the project, because that is some another thing. Okay, just integrating chat GPT with your any project does not mean I have integrated AI. Fine. This does not mean one API call away it is. One API call I will tell, and you can integrate this your project with the AI. That does not mean that you have worked with AI. That is a misconception. Please. Yes, I'll continue. Other people needs to be answered, no? So please be patient. That's what I'm telling. See, I'm particularly choosing MongoDB because it is on the JSON and the object. Fine. And it is quite easier to learn other than the SQL and all. Prisma. So see, we have Mongoose as an ORM, fine, which will help us to write the MongoDB. Just that's all. A layer over MongoDB, which will help us. Other than that, if you learn with MySQL, PostgreSQL, or anything, you have to learn Prisma, which is also okay, fine. But MongoDB as JavaScript, it is coming JavaScript as an object, fine. We are using object there. Something is object to get to the data, to add the data, and all those things. MongoDB is what you can say 70 to 80% like that only. So similarities is there. If similarities is there, then people can understand more clearly and they can learn fast. That's why we chose MERN Stack. Because only one language I have to teach you. That is JavaScript. Fine. Okay, that is JavaScript. And with that, you can build front-end and back-end both application. Fine. We'll continue. Okay. We'll continue. Like, can you tell me which IDE, if you are using any IDE, IDE means wherever you are writing the code, which IDE you are using? Because we will be using VS Code. So if some of the people don't have this VS Code, you can go and install it in your system. Fine. You can do it after the internship. Fine. No harm in that. Fine. But we will start our development journey from here. Okay, too much knowledge or too much has been spoken about what is website, what is front and back end development. Okay, one more thing I forget, what is in this mishap, front end plus this is what we call as a back end development. Fine. Front end plus back end development makes what? Full stack development. Fine. Now learning this, you have three opportunities over there. Either you can be a front-end developer, either you can be a back-end developer, or you can be a full stack developer. Now this full stack developer you will get this role as you gain experience. Gain experience in front-end development or back-end development. It's totally depend on you. Majorly, however, whatever the companies are hiring for freshers, they they sort of ask you, you if suppose you are applying for a front-end role, fine. So they will ask you whether you know Node.js or not, whether you know a little bit backend development or not. See, guys, just one thing you listen over here. Backend. Now, backend can be written in different languages. Java, Spring Boot, JavaScript, Node.js, Python, Django, C++, one more thing I did not recall, C++. It can be written in so many languages, but the backend architecture, the backend, what it provides remains the same. You know REST APIs, you know APIs. If you know it, you can write it in any language, but it will work same. You know how to write the logic. Now logic, you can write it fine. You can write it in any languages. No, there is not a language barrier. Backend, what it does, architecture, everything remains the same. It can be written in different languages. Fine. So that's what company think. Do you know backend? It is telling you not Node.js. Do you know JavaScript? No. Do you know the meaning of this front end and backend? Similarly with the database. Now database can be anything. But what is the aim of database? The aim of database is to store the data. Now we write the queries to get the data, to retrieve the data from there. Now the queries will change. If you write in MySQL, different query. If you write in PostgreSQL, different query. But what is the ultimate goal of database? To store the data. If you know this, then does it mean what Sir, if we are learn Node.js, we will get a job. It's not like that. If you know the things, you will definitely get a job. It's not a language barrier there. Similarly with the front end, you know what front end do. Now, if you know what front end do, if you know what, then you can write in React, you can write in Angular, you can write in Vue. Who is stopping you? You can do that. Fine, but you should know what front end does. What is the aim of front end? It has to call the API, it has to receive the data. When it receives the data, how you have to show the data, how you have to show the data to everyone. That's what it does. React is a library. It's a way how HTML, CSS, and JS is tweaked. It's a way how it is showing you. It is making you to write less code. Similar with the Angular, with a little bit strict it is. Similar with the Vue, little bit strict it is. But everything does only have one purpose: front end, showing you front end. If you know that thing, so today you are learning React, tomorrow you can learn Angular also, because you know, okay, what is the core of those things. API, we have to receive the key. Fine. Same with if you go for the Next.js. Next.js, where you can write front end, back end, both in the same. Fine, both in the same folders. Now, if you know where we have to write backend, where we have to write front end, there is just a syntax. You have to just follow that syntax, and whatever you are doing over here in the MERN stack, you'll do in the Next.js. So first you have to learn ABCD. Then you can make a word: monkey, duck, ship. Then you can form a sentence. Directly, if you go to form a sentence, no, then you will never understand in what is English, what is Hindi, what is Tamil, what is Telugu. Every language is, when you start with the ABCD or Kakagaga or whatever a language you are studying. They're not directly forming a sentences. You're not directly forming a sentences. Same with here. First, you have to know what does they do, what is the purpose of that. Then you can write it in any language. I'm not telling you to bound in this language. Fine. So here you have these opportunities: front-end developer, back-end developer, full stack web developer. Now, full stack one, they don't hire what you call freshers, because full stack, it's both the things you are handling. Fine. So both the things you are handling, it's like for the newbies, it is quite challenging. Fine. And in industries with this, they use so many other things also. They use cloud development. Fine. Okay, so that you can put everything inside the cloud. Now, cloud is nothing. Fine. All your code, whatever you are writing, you are keeping it on the AWS server. AWS. Whatever you are writing, you are keeping it in AWS. Now, there is specific ways to keep it. That you have to learn. What it is doing is just taking your code and putting it on AWS. Fine. So if you understand the core of anything, you can learn anything. So what I'm telling is that we'll write the code in VS Code. Today I'm not writing. Today I'm giving you time. Those people who don't have VS Code, you can go to the website. I hope you can now go to the website. Go to the VS Code. VS Code is by Microsoft. You can download that VS Code. Fine. You just download that VS Code. Okay. Now let's start our journey to learn our first structure, our first thing. Every web developer should learn, which is called HTML, which is called hypertext markup language. Fine, hypertext markup language. What is this? What do you mean by language, sir? What do you mean by language? Language is a way of communication, just like we are talking. No? So that's what HTML tells. It's a it's a way of communication, humans to the website, whatever you want to build. Fine, that is what we call as a language. Then there is a markup, a way of language. Fine, there are markdown language also. This is a markup language. Fine, just a name is given to them. Markup, markdown. What do you mean by hyper? This is called actually hypertext. HYPER, hypertext. Hypertext means a text within a text. Fine. What does this mean? A text within a text. When you are writing a website name, correct? Are you writing a text in that? Obviously, yes. You're not writing numbers. You're not writing IP address. We are writing text. Acha, if you are getting any website open, is there any text involved? Is there any text involved? Yes. When you search something, is there any text involved? Yes. That's what we call as a text within text. You are entering the URL, that is also text. When you are getting the result, that is also text. When you are getting the result, text plus so many things are there. Text plus image, videos, animations, so many things are there. But text is there or not? That's what we call as a hypertext. Text within text markup language. Fine. This HTML is called structure of any website. What do you mean by structure? Okay. Have you guys seen how a house is built? You start, okay, let me go through here and let me ask you. Have you seen how a house is built? Yes. What happens? Can you tell me what happens? How a house is made? Can you brief me? Yes. Whenever a building is built, what happened first thing is the foundation is built. Means they will dig when they will dig a very big hole in a surface, correct? They'll build a foundation, they will cover those with the cement and everything. Fine. Yes, planning, designs and everything has been done. That is correct. Fine. Blueprint, collection of the materials and everything is done. Correct. I'm not talking about those things. Although that, if I include that also, no, it's completely a website up for like how the building is built. It's completely how the website is also built. Planning is there. Planning is there. PRD has been there. Fine. After the PRD, tech stack is decided. It means what kind of cement you want to use, what kind of bricks you want to use. After that only it start building. The blueprint has been created. Here the UI UX design has been created. How, see, whatever you see in the planning of a building, no, same thing is over here. But I'm not talking from the start. Let's come here. So first of all, the foundation is built. That foundation where you digging the hole and everything. Then pillars are stacked. Once the pillar is standing, then the walls and then the roof. Again, if it is multi-storage building, again the same process has been repeated. So this, whatever the structure is taking, the structure is putting out for a building with no colors, no nothing, only the brick and the cement you are seeing. That is called the structure of a house. Same way here, same way here in the website. If you don't see any design, if you don't see anything, you just see a plain text. That's what defined here HTML. HTML is actually defining how you want to structure it. What, see, in the Amazon you have seen so many things. First, if you see, it tells you what, like the types of products they had. Mobile phones, fine. Men, women collection, men's collection, kids collection. That is one part of the structure. Then following that, it is showing you what is their sale and everything is going on. Okay, that is one part of the structure. So the structure is being take place without any beautification, without anything. How a website, when a person will open, should see. Fine. That is what we call, that is what an HTML does for us. Okay, that's what an HTML does for us. Okay, then it come to CSS. CSS means cascading style sheet. If you see in this name somewhere, style is coming. What does this style mean? Like in your building, how you are doing the painting work, how you are doing the how you are doing the painting work, how you are adding the tiles in your home, fine. How you are designing your racks, designing your almaris, designing your kitchen, modular kitchen, and everything, fine. Those beautification of the wall, uh, what you call paper prints and everything, colors, those decide your house, fine. Same way in the website, what color it should be defined, fine. What color of button it should be, fine. What should be the theme of our website, how it should look like if you see Zepto, if you open Zepto, it's all violet in color. If you open Blinkit, it's all yellowish in color. If you open Zomato, kind of reddish in color. These things are decided. This is decided by what? CSS, cascading style sheet. Yes, to look good, to style, to present your website, how good it is possible. That's what decided by CSS. And JavaScript gives you the feel of the website. Fine. Just like if that's a thing over here. If suppose you have built a building, no one is living in that. What will happen to that building? 2 years, 3 years, nobody is living in that building. What will happen to that building? I have not shared the screen, Weber. I'm just asking a question and I'm just seeing the reply, whether you can reply or not. Fine. I'm asking like, what will happen if you have built a building but no one is living there? Uh, can others please confirm, is there any voice issue? Can any panelist confirm, am I getting voice issue? Yes, it will get abandoned. Correct. It will get abandoned. Abandoned building are generally taken over what by nature, and they will start breaking it. They'll start collapsing. Fine. Over the period of 3 to 4 to 5 years, they will start collapsing. Okay. But what if people were living in there? Fine. What if people are living in there? If people are living, fine. If there is a crack or something is there, issue is there, they will fix it. They will fix it. So that house will live long and long and longer. Correct. Same way in the website. In the website, if there is a website, correct. In that website, if there is no human interaction, means you cannot even click the button. You cannot even scroll down, scroll up. Is there any meaning to visit that website? If there is a form, you cannot fill that form. Fine. If there is picture, you cannot see the picture. Is there any meaning to go to that website? No, because no human interaction is there. That's what defined by the JavaScript. Fine. That's what is defined by a JavaScript. Okay. So whatever it gives the feel of a website, fine. Whatever is keep running of your website, that feel and everything is defined by the JavaScript. What happened if you move your cursor from here to there? What happened if you click and down arrow? What happened if you press an enter key? So in the Google, you see now, you press an enter key, you get a search result. What happened? What happened with that? So those kind of things, those human interaction things are taken care by JavaScript over here. Fine. So one by one, we will start learning. First of all, we'll start learning our structure, how we can structure it. So with the help of HTML, we can structure it. Fine. With the help of HTML, we can structure it. Okay. So in the HTML, actually, we are in the HTML, we are writing this. One second, just 1 second. Huh. So where were we? Okay. So in the HTML, we are actually writing like we are giving a website command what to show. For them, for that, we are writing tags. What? Fine. What is tags? So this is how we are writing. Suppose you want to write a paragraph. What do you want? You want to write a paragraph. You simply cannot go on any website and you can start writing it like, hi, my name is this. My name is something like Rohit. Correct. That's my name. Okay. You cannot go start writing it. You have to give a command, a sort of command you have to give. Those commands are given by tags. This is what a tags look like. It will have an open bracket. It will have a close angular or less than and greater than symbol. Fine. And the ending tag. So this is what we called as a starting tag. This is what we called as a starting tag. This is what we called as an ending tag. Okay, fine. This is what starting tag, and this is what it's called ending tag. Okay. So what does this represent? It is telling the browser, the client, that this is whatever it is written. Hi, my name is Rohit. This is, you have to show it as a paragraph. This you have to show it as a paragraph over here. Fine. So it is defined inside a starting tag and an ending tag. Okay. And this everything, if I compile of this everything, whatever I have written, over here, fine, it is called an element. This is called one element. which will have a starting tag, which will have an ending tag, and which will have the content in that, which will have the content in that. The starting tag plus content plus ending tag is called an element over here. Now there are so many elements, correct? Let's discuss about that. So if you see like heading, fine, heading over here. In the heading, we have something called h1 tag. Now you can write anything and you can close this. Fine, this is the closing tag. This side is called closing tag. It has one forward slash. Fine, it has one forward slash over here. H1 is there, H2 is there, H3 is there, H4 is there, H5 is there, H6 is there. So these are what? Heading tags. Now these all are like heading, subheading, subheading, inside that subheading, inside that subheading. So if you have written papers, if you have written journals, if you have written your final year papers, fine. So there you follow this. You have one heading, main heading. Inside that you have subheadings, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, like that. So like that also here it is follows h1, h2, h3, h4, h5. So these comes inside headings, fine. H6 up to h6 is there. There is no h7 in it. Then we have paragraph tag, that is p tag. Okay, whatever you can write over here, paragraph tag. Okay, these paragraph tag. Then we have something called as pre tag. So here what happens now, if you give a space, if you give a space, if you give a write it as a paragraph, it will not consider the spaces. But if you write over here with the spaces, with the tab key, it will consider those spaces. That's why there is a difference between p and pre tag. Okay. Now, where is these all written, sir? You are telling these are things we have to write the HTML like this. Where are these written? Actually, when you will download the VS Code, fine, you'll download the VS Code. That time I can show you. But now I will just tell you the structure of HTML. Fine. How and where it is written. Structure. Fine. How and where it is written. So the structure starts with like this. There is some of the boilerplate code. Some of the code not will not tell it as a code, but some of the statements are written. Okay, I will tell you in the VS Code what is the statement to write it. Fine, but see here, I'm writing it for you. First of all, it will tell you what is the document type. So for that it is written type doc type HTML. It defines what is the type of document you want to show it on the website. We want to show it on the website what HTML document. Fine, HTML document we want to show. Then we have the root opening tag. Fine, root opening tag. Fine, this is called root. Here everything starts. Fine, root opening tag. It is a part of root element. Now you know what is element, correct? HTML is there. In this HTML, and over here it is closing. This is what opening tag and closing tag. Opening tag, closing tag, correct? And this whole thing implies of what? An element, root element, root element, HTML. Inside this we have two things. One thing is called head. Fine, this also is what? Opening and closing bracket, tags. Another thing is called what? Body. Okay, this head actually contains the information about your website. Fine. Information about your website. This body is where you will write all those tags what I told you. That is heading tag, paragraph tag, all those tags what I have told you, you can write in this body. Correct. So whatever you write over here will be reflected directly on the browser. Whatever you write, whatever the heading tag, heading tag you will write. Correct. All those things are going to reflect on your body. If you write the paragraph tags, sorry, my bad. If you write the paragraph tags over here, all those things is going to reflect on your browser, on your screen. This is where we have to write. And the head is what? Information about your website. Information means what is the title of your website? Do you know have you anyone noticed the title of a website? Fine, suppose this website, what is the title of the website? Where do you see? This is what we call as a title of a website. Title of a website over here. Suppose let's go to amazon.in. Correct. Let's go to amazon.in over here. Fine. Right click, inspect. I'll tell you what it does. If you go to the elements over here, fine. Can you see? This is all written doc type, HTML. Yes, I told you na everything compiles of at the end HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You see, it is written doc type, HTML. The whole page. If I put my cursor on the HTML, the whole page is turning blue. It represents that this HTML is for this page. Live example over here. Fine. After this, see head is there and see body is there. Anything else is there? Nothing. You see doc type, HTML, head and body is there, and nothing else. In the head, what it is there? In the head, it is given you the information about your website. So if you go and search for the title over here, I can show you. See here, title is written. What it is written in the title? Online shopping site in India's shop online for mobiles, books, watches. If you put your cursor over here, you will find the same thing is written. The title. This is your title of your website. It is written where? It is written inside your head. Head tag. Start calling them as a tag. It is written on inside your head tag. Correct. So it is giving you actually the information about your website, not it is writing, helping you to write the website, anything. But now if I move from head towards body, now in the body, if you see, if I put my cursor over here in the div script page, fine. Let me go to this div page. If I put my cursor, see everything are here. All the things are blue in color. Fine. The script tag. See over here, above two things are not rendering. This blue color is there. So this one, this OL tag, whatever the OL tag means, represent this thing. Fine. So body tag, whatever you write. Head tag, about the website, information about the website. Fine. That it poses. Any doubt? Now, what I would suggest you, what you should do. What you should do is that everybody in their laptop, they had notepad. Fine. At least you can go to your this desktop, right click, fine, new, go to your what you call notepad where text document, sorry, text document. Okay, open that text document. Sorry. open your text document. Correct. Here you can write. Here you can write whatever I have written. Fine. Doc type. I think it is visible. HTML. Fine. Then you will write HTML. Then you can write head. Fine. Then inside the head, what you can write? Inside the head, you can write title. Title. My first web page. Fine. And then you can close it. Then you can close it. Then head also you can close. For now, let's close it. Head. Okay. Then body tag you can write. In this h1 you can write, and h1 you can write hello world. Fine. Sorry for the spelling. Hello world. You can close the h1 tag. You can close the body. Correct. Then you can close the HTML also, the root element. You can close it. This is how HTML is written. Very easy it is. Nothing fancy or nothing new about it. Fine. Just save it. Save it and do one thing. Wherever it is written, right click, rename it. And rename it as what? Rename is as web. My first underscore web dot html. Fine. My first underscore web dot html. Press enter. Okay. Then if you double click on this, sorry, you have to change the extension. Oh, okay. So if I open this on the browser, okay, we have to remove that txt format data. So what I will do, file, save as, fine, save as, not a text document. Okay, save as my first, don't give space guys, my first web.html. Okay, and save it. Okay, when you save as my first web, fine, my first web.html, it will look like this. It will look like this. If you double click it, whatever the body you have written, it will show you hello world like this. Whatever you have written as a title, it will show you like this, my first web page. And if you right click, go for inspect, fine, and go to the elements, you will exactly see the structure. HTML, in the head we have written the title, in the body we have written hello world. Please try it. It doesn't need an IDE. What does IDE do over here is just help us to write it more faster. Otherwise, we will start the tag and the tag, those things will keep on writing it. If suppose you have to write 1,000 lines, that time it is time efficient, money efficient, and everything efficient, make you efficient. That's why we are writing it with that IDE. That is VS Code. Okay, guys. Anybody has any doubt? They can write into the chat. They will get the reply and everything. I hope you guys have understood. Fine. Just for the confirmation, what I should do is that I should show you. Uh, I should show you how I have done it again. Fine. So in the folder, not here. Fine. So in the desktop, I have written here my first web page. Fine. Okay. This is where I have written my first web page. Fine. I've written this as a structure. Now file, and I have saved as file and save as. And when I saved as, I have written my first website dot html. Okay. I've written what? My first website dot html over here. I have written. Fine. So so what does it do is that if you save as and write it as my first HTML, it will give you a similar icon like this. It will give you an icon like this. If you double click on that, it will give you an output. Fine, an output like this. So this thing we can do it with the ID. Okay, this thing we can do it with the ID, not fine, not like that, because here you have to write so many times. Fine. Okay, let's just analyze some website over here. Suppose this website is there. Fine. This has some semantic meaning. Whatever they have done, whatever they have written, they have some semantic meaning over it. What meaning, you will ask, sir? So this is what we call as a header, and this is what actually this both of them are compiled with the navigation bar. Navigation bar. What do you mean by navigation bar? Okay. See, navigation bar is means you are actually given a button, and if you click on the button, you will go and navigate to a different website or navigate to a different page. That's what we call as a navigation bar. Suppose if I click over here, returns an order, I will go to a different page where it will show me the returns and the orders. Fine. If I click over here, it will show me the returns and the orders. Correct. So this is, it is telling me the navigation. This is what it is called as a navigation bar. So for writing this, we have something called as semantic tags. Fine. Now, many of the people you will tell, like, sir, we have something called as a div tag. Fine. Division tag. Now, division tag, fine. Not a div. Okay, let me write it over here. See, there is so many tags. Okay, we are not going to discuss all those tags. There is something called as div tag. There's something called as div tag. What does this div tag do? This div tag is giving you a kind of what you call space to write. Fine, space. It is actually structuring your website. Suppose you want to create this block of webs, this block, and then you have to create this block. So what you have in the website? In a website, suppose you are creating a block of blocks, right? Like these blocks are there, correct? Now this one is being this block is been used by division tag. This block has been written by a division tag. This block has been written by a division tag. Means we can structure our page how we want to, like, with the help of this div tag. Inside this div tag, closing and opening of the tag is there. Inside this div tag, you can write as many tags as possible. You can write it. It is just shaping your website. Okay, shaping your website. So does the other semantic tags too. Okay, suppose navigation bar. Fine. Aside elements, article elements, a section. These are what? Semantic tags. Now listen carefully over here. If you are designing something as a website for European standards, there you have to follow these things. If you're designing for on your own for India something, you don't have to follow these many rules are not there. But for the European standard, these are rules. Why? See, these all things does the same thing. They all give you the section where you can write a code. All of these things does the same thing. But why they are given different names? Because if someone is a screen reader, do you know who are screen readers? Do you know who are screen readers? People who cannot see that much still wants to use their phone. They will keep the phone near to their ears and they will click on everything until they reach there. Those are called screen readers. For them, it is necessary. If you don't write nav as a navigation bar, then the screen reader is not going to read out for you. Right. So for European standards and for every standard, it is important. Okay. So although they do the same thing, it helps you to write the code. If you write div tag, nothing will happen. If you write anything inside the div tag, then only it is shown. That div tag helps us to distinguish between a block of code with the another block of code. It helps you to structure your website. Fine. Suppose if I tell you, if I take the example of Amazon, fine. So this if you see, fine. If you see this is one, sorry, this is one structure. Like this, your whole website is been divided. And these websites are always divided into rectangles, not circles, not squares, rectangles everywhere. Fine. Again, this is one section. Fine. This is one section. This is one section or one division block. This is one division block. Correct. Like these division blocks has been divided. Fine. And everywhere you will be using a div, 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 div. Correct. So, but when you are design it for good, no. So we will call this as a nav bar. Nav. We will use it nav. Here we can use a normal div. Okay, this is div element. This is div element. This is div element. Maybe this we can write it as an aside element. Fine. Maybe this we can write it as an article or a main element. We can write it as a main element also. Understood my point? This is how we actually structure. So they need planning. It's not like that you think of a website today night and tomorrow you start building it. No, it's not like that. Websites are built with a planning. Fine. First of all, if you want to build a website, how it is done on very high overview, I will tell. Fine, very high overview, I will tell. First of all, an idea has been there. What do you want to build a website for? That idea is again converted into papers. In the paper, it has been written. That is called PRD, product review description. PRD format. In this PRD format, it is written what things you are going to provide with this website. Like suppose payment is there, yes, you want payment. If you are developing an e-commerce platform like Amazon, Alibaba, Myntra, Flipkart, fine, those type of e-commerce platform. So yes, payment is there. You want to order it, the card details are there, fine, user information is there. This is everything written inside the PRD. After the PRD, a wireframe diagram has been created. Wireframe diagram means hands, just a free hand diagram like this. Okay, this is, suppose this is our main page of the website. What do you want to see? Here I want to see the nav bar. Okay, nav bar, what do you want to see? Here I want to see the logo. Here logo should be visible. Here search bar should be there. Here login logout facility, login logout user information should be there. Okay, now here up to here we will make the offers, and here their past searches. That's what we want to make it. Fine. Like this, a wireframe diagram has been created, which is a rough diagram. Fine. When pencil scale and hand, free hand, it is drawn on this, on the paper, piece of paper, or like this like this small what you call white screens. After this is been finalized, because you can see, you can rub it so many times and you can again create it. After this wireframe diagram has been created, then we are creating UI designs. Now these designs will give you the correct logo, will give you the correct information, and those are only pictures. These are designed in Figma or Photoshop. Figma or Adobe, they are designed over here. Okay, once they are designed, now they go back for the coding. So coding process always comes at the end. Here only in the PRD only, all the tech stack has been decided. What tech stack you want to use, what cloud system you want to use, whether you want to use AWS, whether you want to use Azure. Fine, what payment gateway you want to use. You want to use Stripe, you want to use Razorpay, what do you want to use? Those kinds of things are there. So that when PRD is written, everything is decided. Then the wireframe diagram has been done, then the UI design has been done. Fine. And then after coding, testing comes. Test on multiple levels. So that's why they call now some software are in beta phase. Beta phase means what? They are in the testing mode. They can come with the bug. That's what they are testing. And if they want to test it on the higher scale, they release the beta version. Test it. Show me the bug. Report the bug. They will fix it. This is the idea of a website. But we start here. Because if we start using this, because this is all about your mindset, what you want to do, what you want to design. If you want to design your own product, you have to go like this: idea, PID, wireframe, UI design, then coding, then testing. But we have to teach you. We will be starting with coding. Okay, fine. Yes. Now I was telling you that we have elements. The one like this, if we are writing, this is called paired element. Something is called as, like, there are some tags also which are called empty elements. These are, suppose, break tag, horizontal rule tag, image tag. These are what? Singular tags. Singular tags are empty elements. They don't need any content to be visible. They do their own work. They don't need any content to be visible. They do their own work. Fine. So break tag help you to give the space between two lines. Space between two lines. Break tag helps you to give the space between two lines. HR tag helps you to give the horizontal rule, means horizontal line between two tags. And the image tags give you, show you the image on the website. We'll talk about that. Okay, these are called empty elements and these are called paired element. Paired means which has an ending and a closing tag. Sorry, starting and a closing tag. Okay, so guys, let's end this session over here. I hope you got a good overview about the website, how it is done, what is, how it is written, where it is written, and how we are going to structure it. Fine. I hope you got a good overview. The ultimate project, you will be creating a full stack project. Fine. Don't worry about that. Okay. We are designing it, finalizing it. Okay. You will be get a good knowledge of MERN Stack technologies in this internship. So everyone try to come daily 7 to 9. Whatever the days leaves are there, I will tell you in advance. Don't worry about that. Okay. Your internship letters also, you will get it by next week. Fine. And tomorrow we'll discuss about your LMS. Fine. Don't need to ask so many questions, so many things at the same time. First of all, what it is giving you, like what it is being taught you in the class, first you see that nobody will be left behind. Everyone have the have the what you call email ID where they can raise their concern. Don't worry about those things. Fine. Everything is in structure. Focus on learning. Fine. Last slide. Last slide. Like okay, the difference between paired element and the empty element. Okay, I'll explain that. Okay, open the code again. Okay, I will open that. Recordings will be available in your LMS, that I will talk about tomorrow. Please don't write again the message. I know what you need, guys. I'm not taking this internship for the first time. Fine, I know the insecurity, I know everything. Okay, so I will go through each and every one of you. Don't worry about that. Fine. Yes, if you complete the website, you will get the certificate. If you don't complete the project, you will not get a certificate. As simple as that. I Komal, I just want to ask you one thing. If you missed your lunch one day, will you die? So what kind of question is this that, sir, I missed my class today, will I get a certificate or not? I'm not teaching, by the way. Okay, I have two doubts over here that I need to show you the last, whatever the code I have written. Yeah, those who have those who have no questions to further ask, they can leave now. Thank you guys for joining. And two persons, I think they have asked me a doubt, one to show the code and another one to tell me about the empty elements and the paired elements. I will tell you now. Please don't go. Details about the project I will give you. I hope my screen is visible, guys. So okay, you want to see the code? Let me show you the code. Just yeah. Array. Fine. This is your code actually. See, this is your code. Those who want to see the code. Okay. And though the person who wants to ask about the paired element and the empty element, fine. You can see over here. Okay. So see, these are some of the tags over here which I have written like this. Head. Fine. And I have closed it. Correct. I have closed it over here. So this is what and we have some content in that. We have some what content in this. This is what we call as a paired element, fine, which is called as a paired element because they have what they have the opening tag and they have the closing tag. This is what we call as a paired element. Okay. Some of the elements don't have a pair. Some of the elements don't have a pair, like a br tag. The br tag is giving you the space. It is a break tag. It is what we call as a break tag. It is giving you the space between one content to another content. Okay. HR tag. It is what? It is a horizontal ruler. Means it is giving you a horizontal line. Fine. Their works has been defined, but they don't need a content to show. Their works has been defined, but they don't need content to show. So those are called BR tag and HR tag. Okay. And one more is there, that is image tag. Now image tag helps you to see the images. We don't need content. We don't need anything written. Any text should be written over there. These types of tags are called empty tag or null tag. Sorry, empty element or null element. Fine. It is called singular tag. Singular tag. Fine. Please, this element word, you should know this. You should be very familiar with this word called element because it is will very helpful when you go for the JavaScript, because we have to take each and every element and we have to do something on that. So that's why this element word I am very emphasizing. So the notepad file I am not able to see. Okay, but this is the only same code I have written over here. In the notepad file also you will get the same code. So this code, if you write in the notepad file, it's fine. Thank you everyone. those who joined the session, those who like the interaction. Thank you, everyone. You can leave the session. Attendance and everything will be provided to you, will be given to you. Those who are attending the session itself is a attendance for them. Okay. In HTML, not that much indentation is important. Thank you, Rajveer. Okay, guys, you can leave the session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, those who joins the session. And see, we are actually building, I think, a music player. Fine. Front and back end we will be creating. I have got an idea because I was I was not liking what Spotify is doing. So I got an idea, and then I'm trying to do it with the front end. Tomorrow I'll give you the explanation about LMS and discussion form and everything. Yes, everyone can leave. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining.